Hello folks and welcome back to Mindustry. In our last episode we went through and secured this little area here, which was not honestly that big of a deal. Super easy, just a nice pause on everything. So we have some choices to make. We have Naval Fortress, which again I've been warned multiple times, don't go there, so I'm not. We have tar fields, and then we have nuclear production complex. If we take a look at our tech tree down here, we can't unlock another name sector until we capture tar fields. And if we go back to up here, there was one that was, where was it? Nope. There we go. We have something up here as far as laser drills, so we can't do something until nuclear production complex. I'm at a little bit of an impasse because I'm not sure what I want to do here. We could launch into one of these areas here and just start taking over everything. Or we could go for one of these other ones. I kind of feel like I want to do tar fields. The threat is high. Let's go take a look at nuclear production. The threat there is also high. So I'm feeling little ways here. But if I max all this out, if I max this one out, we get a lot of resources heading out to us. And let's launch and see what happens. I don't even remember which one I want to here. What did I click on? I'm going to pause. Tar fields. See, it says tar fields. So we have a lot of resources. Oh my goodness. As far as things we eventually are supposed to maybe kind of get. But let's see where they're going to possibly coming from. I'm going to assume they're coming from this area up on the top right here. Hopefully. Maybe. There's actually not a ton here from what I can see. It said there's thorium and a whole bunch of other stuff and oil. I don't see a lot. Oh, see? See that right there? That's oil. We have not had that. And then there's thorium. This is this little spot. Just give me that spot. It has everything I need. There's water, oil, coal, titanium, lead, copper. We even have scrap. That spot's gorgeous. Hopefully that's not where they're coming from or we're going to be in trouble. All right, I'm going to unpause. I'm going to fly up to hopefully here and just see that hopefully that's where they're coming from. Is this area up in here. Please, 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 please. Yes! Okay, I feel much better. That makes me feel better just because that's an area that we can do something with. The problem is here that we did not come with any titanium. Are you kidding me? I thought we had titanium. Okay. All right, so that's going to make things a little more interesting here. So we have copper close, we have some lead close, and there's some titanium close. Okay, that shouldn't be too big a deal. Let's figure out how we want to get started here. So where is... Okay, so we can literally block off this area here. Like so. Throw some duos in there. And throw some routers. That one's not going to work. Throw some routers right there. And then we can mine maybe that spot and bring it up and around. Alright. It's not going to be... It's not pretty. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is not a pretty beginning to what I want to do. But it's necessary for what we have to start off with. And that's too far? Really? Okay. I didn't think I'd have it that far. See, that one's not too far. All right. This may be an absolutely awful idea, but I'm just trying to get the basic... Again, you guys have probably watched me enough to know that this is how I like to do things. I like to start off with a wall, with some duos, and just kind of exist in a little comfort zone. Making sure that we're doing the things that I know how to do. And then we're going to figure out the things I don't know how to do here real fast. Alright, so we have that. That's well and good, I guess. We have 2 minutes, so hopefully it should load up here. We're going to go in here. We're going to get this stuff set up down this way and hope and pray that we can get the basics set up here. And by basics I mean we need to have some lead and we need to have some copper. And we're getting real basic when we're talking about all this stuff. So we're going to do the absolute minimum that we can do while still hopefully carrying on here. So all of those are now have stuff going to them. And then we'll figure out that area there. And this is not the greatest route ever, but it's just necessary to get us started. Okay, so we have that. Let's go in and just, I'm going to be real petty right now. And we're going to do something stupid like this, where we're just going to add some air defenses real close to our core, just to make me feel better. Not that scatters are going to keep us safe long term. They're just there to make me feel better, and that's really what this is all about, isn't it? So let's go in and add on our coal stuff. Okay, I have that. Now, in our last episode we had people who were building, or people, the system kind of had this set up here where we do something like that. We'd have a node right in the middle of that, and then we'd maybe put a battery somewhere. So I'm just going to do something like that. And what that did was it was enough to get some pumps and stuff started. So we have a little battery. Oh, I am not feeling confident at all right now, and I apologize. It's just this is going to be, I have a bad feeling this is going to be ugly. All right, so power wise, I want to get steam generators loaded up in here. So we'll do something like that. These guys are just going to come over. Man, we just don't have any. I don't know what I was thinking here when I started this off. I thought we'd have more. But apparently that's just not something we have more of. So. All right. So we have that. And we should be getting power off of that. And my goal here is that we can produce some laser drill here. We don't even have titanium to do that. What am I doing with my life here? Okay, so we're going to go in here and do, again, some of the, I keep saying the basics, but like clearly I am not skilled enough to know the basics of what I should be doing. So we're just going to hope and pray. We're just going to bring this line along here. And I want to stay away from the oil because I don't have enough knowledge to know what to do with that quite yet. So I'm just going to try to avoid that a bit. And let's see, that's going to come in right there. Okay. So we do need some titanium. We do need to get set up. We do have 40 rounds of bad guys that we're going to deal with here. So this is going to be a slog. We get rid of all of this. Let's see, let's go into a liquid tank. There's a coal centrifuge, a phase weaver, which I don't know what that is, a wave, a couple waves. Okay, there's stuff going on that I don't understand. Like over here, there's another coal centrifuge. And then there's like the mother lode up there. That area is amazing up top. In the top left quadrant, we just have so much stuff. But we are slowly getting ammo for most of our guns here up top of the duos, and then we'll see what happens. This area has a lot of resources as far as the types of resources, but oh, there's more oil there. That makes me feel better. I digress. But they're spread out and they're kind of clumpy. So that's not a great feeling when you're trying to figure out what the heck you want to do. Clumpy is bad. Alright, let's get all of this set up. We apparently have some thorium now because whatever they built used thorium. Alright, cool. Oh, apparently we're already in round number uno. Or 2, should I say. Alright, so we have pumps there going up to the coal centrifuge. Okay. So if I'm remembering correct, the coal centrifuge takes oil and then you can make coal out of that. Okay. What they're doing with that was putting them into containers and scrap walls. Okay. I don't know exactly what we do with that, but we are at least loaded up on this round here. We could throw some salvos in there if we wanted to. Which I think I'm going to do, just to make myself feel a little better, like that we have some slightly more advanced units in place. And then we just need to really up our production, and then we can try to figure out how to clear some house here. Oh, there's thorium closer. That makes me feel better too. Mainly because thorium allows us to really go through and build some better power production. We have the... Let's see, what are the bad guys coming at us? Okay, they're just crawlers. They're not anything that are... make me feel too bad about myself. Okay. I know it's going to ramp up, and that's fine. But for the initial stages here, at least we have some basic guys coming in that we can take care of relatively easily and then move on. This whole area is going to have to be redesigned at some point, but that point is not now. Alright, so I'm just going to deconstruct that stuff. We'll see what happens here in just a moment. I just want to gather up the things we need. I keep saying the basics, but it really is. It's just kind of how we're doing stuff right now. We don't have a lot of resources in any particular area that makes me feel good. And getting back to our core is going to be a little bit of a challenge. It's a sneaky little path there, and there's stuff in the way pretty much across the board. So, not the greatest feeling thing here. Alright, so we're going to throw some large batteries, let's say down here. Then we can also throw a node in there. And now we're at least being able to store up some power. Alright, let's pause it and see what our game plan is here. We have to get up production of everything. But what I'm really looking at here is we have coal kind of scattered here. And there's some thorium there. There's thorium close to water and scrap. So the question becomes, what do we do next? Do we set up some of our basic industry stuff here as far as silicon and multi-presses go, so that we have units that can either attack or that we can build more stuff with? I think that sounds like a decent plan. Or do we go into power production mode? And I'm not really sure the correct answer to that question. So I think I'm going to mine a whole bunch of coal right now. And with that coal, what are we going to do? That's a really good question. Alright, so we have coal that we will eventually get here. Alright, that one doesn't need to have its thing. Alright, so we have some basic coal, and we're going to go back and put some laser drills and such in there in a little bit. As far as this goes, the multi-press requires that we have coal and water, which we have water out here, which can easily pipe over. So I think I'm just going to put that relatively in line with this. And then we'll add a pump. Let's add 2 pumps. Make us feel better, right? So we'll do that. And then we'll have our coal going in like so. I know I can click, hold, and drag. I just haven't gotten good at that yet, so I don't know what I'm doing with that quite yet. So we have that, and now we should hopefully be able to flow some of this stuff down and out of our way. Now, do I want to come back that way? I think I do. Again, I don't know what I'm doing with that oil. This oil is all new to me. I have not had a chance to like experience what I can actually do with that stuff yet. So we're gonna do that, I think, for right now. Ooh, that's fun. Look at the, I like that. And then like over here, instead of those existing, we could put a laser drill. And they can pretty easily output to that line. We'll go in here and add a water extractor on. And taking a look, they still are producing bad guys. They're just getting, what is it? Okay. It looked invisible there for a second, but they're getting knocked out pretty easily. We're just going to help that wall and that one and that one. I'm just rebuilding the basics of what we need. Alright, let's see here. So we have plenty of that going in. Plenty of that stuff producing what we need it to produce. This is all well and good. So let's get rid of all of these guys because it looks like just this one pump's able to handle all of that. And then we can go to Laser Drill Town. It's a town I'm familiar and comfortable with. So Laser Drill Town looks beautiful at this time of year. We can also go in here and do something like that. Alright, so we have water on those. And then let's go through and build our silicon factory here. Where do I want to put it? Do I want to kind of just close it off and put it in this area up here? Just to... Let's do that. Let's just be dumb. Alright, we'll put it right there. You see how much thought and wellness I take into consideration when I'm doing these things. Just whatever happens to tickle my fancy at that particular time is what I build, and usually not to great effect, as hopefully you've seen. If you've not seen, I put a new one of these videos up hopefully every Wednesday. So that all looks well and good there. Alright, so we have our silicon stuff. We're going to have that go over here. Oh look, we're going to even avoid that so that we can have that down the road if we need to. And we're going to look how cheaty we're going to be here. We're going to make sure all of that avoids these things and we can go all the way up here. Alright. It's gorgeous. We have that powered up here. We're not using all of our power, but there is silicon flowing. Looking at our just beautiful, well thought out, masterful defenses here. We're doing okay. Let's see. All right. So we need to stop messing around a bit here. We're already almost a quarter of the way through this, and I'm not feeling real good still. I feel like we're still very new to this section that we have not mastered or really come up with much of anything. So, what are our next steps? I think we need to do a couple things. Number one, we're going to need to have a lot more power because if we're using Lancers or any of the units that require power, even just using laser drills and stuff, we're going to need a lot more power. So that's one. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually need to be able to not only, like, it's great that we have the power, but we need to be able to utilize it. So let's go in here. Let's get all of this stuff reconfigured here very quickly. And we can get a laser drill there, and say, doesn't matter which one it is there, so that's not a big deal. Those are going to go on that spot, and then Hopefully we'll be able to get these up and running here. Water, oh, we're down power. So we need to make sure we regain that. So we're gonna add a couple steam, we can add lots of steam generators. Look at that. And what I like about this setup is that as we need more, we can add them on, or we can just choose not to, like we're doing right now, where we're just not going to add more of them. They're there, and we could use them, but they're not being used up. All right, we're back on the plus side of power. That's all well and good. That is producing all of the things. And what's even better about this is now we can go in here and we can put some titanium belts in and hopefully fill those up as quickly as possible. And then this area here we need to readdress. So let's get rid of all of that and let's play a game of how can we make that better. So let me just plan out here. So 0.63. All right, that should be fine. If we do that, I think we'll be okay. And then we'll throw on our water extractor between the two. Are we getting held up somewhere on this one? There has to be a spot that's slow. Let's investigate. It's blue all the way through. There's definitely a spot that we're slowing down there, I think. Just through here and there. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. But let's do this and just see what happens if we add more water extractors to these guys. Do they put out a whole bunch more? Yes, they do. And there we go. Okay. Our next goal, I think, is going to be to maximize this area. So what I'm trying to do right now is just optimize some of our spots to just be a little bit better than what we had them as before. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be like the greatest things ever. They just need to be better than they were before. And this is when I hate when I do all these little follow the edges things, because they're a pain in the butt to recreate with stuff. I wish there was a button that I could just say, hey, this path, this entire path, I just want to automatically upgrade to the next thing. That would be awesome. So my Mindustry developers, if you could make that happen for me, you got an eternal fan here. You already have one, I think. This game's very fun, but you'd have an even bigger one if you did that, where I could just single click, hey, upgrade this, and we'd be in better shape. What I'm also going to do here is that, so that we have more coal being able to flow into this, because right now we're not making enough power because we don't have enough coal going into everything. And if we can get enough coal, we can get enough power. And with enough power, we can do whatever the heck we want. This guy's not doing as much work as what he could, so we're just gonna help our friend out here. And now we have all that, and we're still not making enough power. Oh, because we don't have enough water. Okay. So we're gonna go over here, do an impulse pump or a rotary pump. And as that spools up, all of this should start going bananas. And there's our power production back for at least the initial stages here. And the last little note that we need to do here is our water extractors. They use up 90? Eesh, that's a lot. We will get them in there though. There we go. And now that lane is being used or filling up very quickly, doing its thing. This looks great. We could probably throw another one of these in there, honestly, and be in good shape. And then this area here up here is doing its job. And then we have another area up here that had some previous work done to it that we need to figure out what the heck we want to do with it. And consistently in this game, the ruins or the derelict areas are massively protected with walls and stuff around thorium. So again, it tells me thorium's super, super, super important to what we're doing and what we need to think about when we're doing stuff in this game. I don't know if that's actually the case, but it makes me feel like it is, and that's all I have to go on right now. So there's little context clues of what we're doing there. But we do have thorium that is closer to our core that we're going to worry about here, I think, first. And then we'll come back and play with the other parts later. But I think our next stage here is on that closer thorium. I would like to get some thorium reactors set up and just really stabilize our power. And then just build up this area massively. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so like this area here, I'm not going to deconstruct a ton of it right now because we don't have time. There's bad guys incoming. But we'll build over top of what we can while we can. There we go. Ooh, they already have Atraxes coming our way. Interesting. That's not ancient. That's more than the Atrax. That's another level. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Okay. So they either... I have not been paying attention, which I have not been at all. But that's a significant number of new threats coming our way. So, I'm going to pause here. We're going to go down to our thorium area. We are going to mine the crap out of that stuff. We're going to get that going right there. And then hopefully there's lead close by. Oh no, we don't need lead. We need titanium. I always think it's lead for some reason. I don't know why, but I always think it's lead that we need for cryofluid. We don't. We need titanium. So we're going to do that. We're going to use titanium belts because it doesn't really matter. And I feel terrible. Like, I've never reached a level of wealth in this game where, like, titanium is like, oh, yeah, we can use that. It's fine. Not a big deal. But we're at that point, I think, right now where it's still a big deal, but it's not like a make or break thing for us. So in here, we're going to go in and use a rotary pump. And then we're going to go to our factory. We want a cryofluid mixer. And we're going to make that just right there. And that's going to pump into there. And then power-wise, we can use our... Oh, we don't have thorium. We don't have enough thorium going back to our plant. Okay. That's at least that's a solvable problem. Alright, so we're doing that part of this. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So that's all going to have to disappear because that should be a junction. There we go. Okay. And then we're just going to make a pathway for this to come all the way back. We're probably going to discontinue this process later. But for right now, we have thorium that needs to get back there, and we're just going to happily allow that to be used. As far as cryofluid, we are making it. We're doing what we need to do with that. We're going to pause the game real fast. This is going to come over, up and over there. And we'll put on a junction right there as well. So that these guys are able to produce just stupid amounts of thorium. You can see the belts are filling up, excuse me. And doing what they need to do there. This area is just getting ravaged. Alright, and we're going to bring power up there, hopefully. And for right now, we're just going to worry about a men projector being able to take care of those walls. And that's going to cost us some stuff here in the short term. But that's okay. We have our first groups of thorium now reaching our core, it looks like. That number is slowly going up. It's going to go up real fast once we get all these in there. And then we're going to do something like that, where we have our cryofluid go into a liquid container. And then hopefully, once we get enough thorium, be able to build our thorium reactors off of that line. And we're just filling up our cryofluid. We're not making a ton of it. But from what I've seen in this game, it's better to kind of preemptively cool the cryofluid and get it into your thorium reactor before you start kind of delivering power to the thorium reactor. Then we'll just speed that one up and do something like that. And then that should start coming online. And yeah, our power output's going up. There we go. That's what we wanted. We're losing some duos up front, and that's okay. Now we can start going in with like lanterns and stuff, and hopefully providing some backup resources to our stuff. But as you can see, we're actually not maxing out any of this stuff. Before these belts were full, now we're using up a lot of their firepower to do things we didn't have to worry about before. But that's looking good. I'm happy with that. We have plenty of thorium now being part or introduced into this system. And we'll be able to supplement. Wow. See, the only problem here is now we don't have titanium coming back as much as we should because it's all going that way. Alright, and then firepower wise, we need plastium and surge alloy to do other things like this meltdown. That looks super cool. Uses crazy amounts of power, but it's super cool. And the cyclones that we did last time, we need metaglass, plastium, or surge alloy. The nice thing that we have here is that we have all this readily available oil that's really close to us. So we go back and take a look here. Our plastium compressor requires oil and titanium. And you know what? We have both of those things. And this area here, we can actually start stealing some of the titanium that's not making it the rest of the way onto this. It can now become part of the plan. So we can just have it go right over here. I'm going to pause this game real fast. Do a rotary pump of this stuff. And that can go right to a plastium compressor. I'm going to just add... No. That's right. They're kind of funky in how they like to be set up. So... Well, they're not really funky, but they're just different for me because I'm not used to mixing liquids and all of that together. So we'll do something like that. Planning on this is just a pain in the butt for me right now. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. All right. I'm going to add that like so. Not that way. Alright, so we'll have that route down. And then these guys. One's going to route that way, one's going to route that way, and one's going to route that way. And then we can put in all of that stuff. And I'm hoping I did all this right. We'll find out real soon. Oh, it needs power. Did almost all of it right. So there we go. We have our plastium. And we're just going to bring that down here. And do that. And hopefully this stupidness is not going to be a problem. Again, we're on wave 14 here. They are starting to get wrecked before they ever reach us, which is great. Our plastium is getting added. This belt is not filling up at all. You do not have oil. You do not have oil. You have oil. So we just need to have some more pumps going on here. So we're going to introduce some more rotary pumps. What does a plate conduit do? 16. Plastium does 16. Okay. So it's not really an increase in how we do that stuff. It's just an increase in kind of the protection level. Just like the armored conveyors here. Oh, it's not a matter of that. It's just we didn't build the bridges. My goodness. What am I doing? I'm silly. So we're going to go through here and disconnect those. And we're going to go in with the, where's the bridge conduit? There we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. There we go. I'm not a smart person all the time. Just leave me alone. It's okay. Not all of us are. We have that going on now. Looks all well and good. And I'm going to just mark my words here. we don't have any air defense set up through almost all of this. Like, air can come in here and just totally destroy all of our hopes and dreams. So we're just going to add a little defense area to this. They will have some air. They can almost reach this bad boy right there. But if we take a look here, we're producing plenty of all of the stuff, so we're okay when it comes to the base level there. I still want to know what the holdup is in this area. Like, why is the ammo not reading full for those? It's kind of weird. Alright, so looking at our resources here real fast. Copper's doing okay. Iron's great. Metaglass, not so hot. We have pretty much everything else is ready to go. So let's, we're going to siphon some of this off of here. We'll get some metaglass going and we can throw that probably back. We'll have it over here. We can throw it back up and around and bring it into this side. So let's do that right now. So do that. So we have our lead. We'll mine out lots of sand. All of that's going to dump into a kiln. And then all of that can go up, across, and down this way. So now that should hopefully smooth some of that out. We have that stuff set up there. Cool. Plastium's flowing into us. Let's take a look at our other factories and see what we might want to consider doing. We have our separators, which take slag, and we have plenty of that. Coal centrifuge, I'm not going to worry about right now. The pulverizer, we don't want sand. We have plenty of sand. The spore press, we can do stuff with that. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but we can do stuff with it. If we take a look at our stuff here, does anything happen with spore or spore pods? No. You or no? Ripple? No. Fuse? No. Tsunami? No. Salvo? No. Swarmer? No. Surge alloy. What do we need to do to make surge alloy again? I remember that being kind of a pain in the butt. Alright, so it's copper, lead, titanium, and silicon to make surge alloy. That's a lot. So maybe what we'll do, let's see, we have lead, we have copper, we will have, so we can get these things all of that pretty easily over in this area. I don't know. I'm conflicted because I want to make some stuff that uses surge, and then we can use something like this where if we put surge into it, it does 18 damage. Does ripple do it? No. Cyclone uses surge, increases the damage radius significantly. So I'm kind of tempted to just build some surge out somewhere here, put it into a container and just let it kind of be, and then figure out what we want to do with it. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I have no idea. So let's go in here and just see what it looks like if we wanted to try that. Alright, so we have that for our lead. We have our copper area. Okay, what else do we need? Search requires titanium and silicon. Ugh. Silicon's the problem. I mean, it's not a problem. It's just annoying that we have to have another, basically a whole nother factory to do stuff with that. So let's go in. No, not that. So we'll do that one. We'll have all the annoying things we need to have for this. And then factory-wise, we'll go in. Oh my gosh. I'm so bad at clicking things. All right, so we're going to have silicon flowing in through there. Get those in there. That one's going to come across. That one's going to come across. Okay. So we have our silicon. We have our copper. We have our lead. Again, we could do better with all of this, but it's... Oh, we don't need to use power for that. We can just... drop a nice little line all the way across. That's not a big deal. And what was the other thing? There's 4 things we need for that. Titanium. Okay. So titanium, we're going to steal it off here, I think, because that's the closest source of titanium that we have. Really the only source of titanium we have that's relatively close. So we're going to pull that off of... Let's pull that off of there. And bring it down. And then, oh God, I hit a button. What did I hit? Oh God, what did I do? Oh, no. I hit escape. Is that what I did? Nope. What did I hit? My whole, okay, I have that. Oh, oh my goodness. I'm so sad now. My beautiful, great plans have been dashed because I hit the escape button by accident on my keyboard. And now my dreams of building... I don't even remember what I was building. I was building something amazing, I promise. They're all gone. Okay, it's not a big deal. We'll get it rebuilt here real fast. Nope, that wasn't that. We had a better number. We didn't have a better number. We had that number. Okay. We did have that going straight in there. I'm going to unpause and build the things that I should have built before. Oh my God. All right. And then we will make sure we power things that need power. All right. And then we had to build a silicon smelter on here before. So we're going to do that right now. Well, first let's get our production for that established. We'll grab our silicon smelter. All right, we got that going there, that going there. Junction, junction. All right, and then our coal is going to come up right there. Cool. So we have that established. What else did we need? I'm so annoyed right now that I escape. I'm sorry if you're watching me. This is just, it's terrible. I apologize deeply. I'm so sorry for wasting a little bit of your time. So we'll have that one go there. That's coming across. Come up and over there. That's going to come up, and then we had lead that we needed to have. That's going to go down there. Okay. And then we're just going to have that output to a vault or a container or something. If I did all this right. Which is always questionable if I do things right in this game. Alright, that's not going fast enough. So this area here, we're going to get rid of all of that. Replace it with some laser drills. And some water extractors. So that one there, that one there. And hopefully that will be able to take care of anything else we need. And let's see what that looks like as it goes through here. It's not fast, but it's not the worst either. We're still doing a good job up here of taking care of them with the stuff that we need. A ripple. Which one uses surge? So this uses surge alloy. Explosive flak at nearby enemies. Yeah, that sounds fun. So let's put some cyclones in there. And then the meltdown is just ridiculous. Look at all the power it needs per second. Not just like there. It uses an enormous amount of material and power for everything it has, but so we will so we're going to put an unloader there, and then we'll go in and do something like that. And we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm not really sure. We're halfway through our waves on this. I'm not feeling great. I don't think we've done an amazing job of setting up anything, really. But it is kind of working. I think I might put another kiln in here. Do something like that. There we go. We're filling up belts. That's what we wanted to do. Power-wise, I'm just trying to bury... I think what I want to do is bury some power production back in here, where hopefully they're not going to really bother with me or do anything that would need to be addressed. And then we're going to put on another thorium reactor, I think. Just real quick, I want to look at how fast our cryofluid mixer, how much it produces. So 12 cryofluid per second. And then our thorium reactor, how much does it use? 2.1. Okay, so we can add a couple of those on there without any real problems. That makes me feel a little bit better. So we'll build them, and then we'll let the cryofluid flow in, and then we can add on our routers here to make sure that they are maximized where they need to be. Should build these first. If it doesn't, we have to pause and deconstruct some things because it'll blow up this whole area, and then we're kind of in significant trouble. All right, there we go. We're producing plenty of power. There we go. Okay, we're good there. This looks good. I'm gonna add some. I feel always a little awkward when I want to add on kind of like low-tech defenses. Like Scatter's something we've had pretty much, I think, not pretty much, we've had exactly since the beginning of this game. But there's still a valid defense. At least as far as I've reached in this game. If you've reached farther, let me know if that's still holds true later game or not. But for me, there's still a good defensive technique. So I'm just going to put some of these in here. And we actually have Surge that's filled up this, or almost filled it up. It's kind of cool. I kind of want to divert some of that off to go into this line. But I don't think that's entirely necessary for what we want to do here. I love these, that they make everything brighter and more fun. Make you be able to see all of the things easier. The illuminators. It's helped me visually be able to see where I'm at with different things in this game, so I appreciate them. Again, they're not really all that necessary. Or even a little bit necessary, but they make me feel better. There we go. All right, we're producing plenty of power. You can always tell when a wave comes in because our power usage goes up drastically as we wipe them out there. These bad boys are working their magic. And I'm feeling good. Swarmers, let's see what they do here again. Pyrite or Surge Alloy. This is Surge Alloy, right? That's what we're making. Yeah, Surge Smelter. So we could put in some ripples as well, because they will take... Nope, I the wrong thing selected as usual. The fuses are only going to take thorium. But what's cool here is that if we wanted to, we can just add some random layers defense here. Just be like, hey, yo, you guys want to mess? We can play that game, but we will hurt you. So we're going to play that game a little bit here. And our thorium reactors are doing their job. Our thorium plants here are doing their job. And I love that they're not even escaping their little bubble before they get blown up. It's great. So we're over halfway through this one right now. We're doing a job. I don't know how good of a job we're doing. This is kind of a hot mess of stuff that we have going on here, but I kind of like this hot mess. And it's working out okay, I think. And what I'm going to start doing here is just putting some extra things in line for when they eventually do break through, because they are going to break through this. They have to. It's just kind of what this game does. And I want to be ready for when and if or when that happens. And these guys are at least going to help maybe protect. Some of this area. Now, from what I know about parallaxes is one parallax captures one flying thing. So my goal here is to be able to capture up to 5 flying things and bring them over here, and then our scatters can take care of them. I don't know if that's a good plan or not. And I believe the fuses, yeah, the fuses can definitely shoot at the air targets too. So as they get drawn over here, hopefully that'll be a thing. But I don't know. And again, I'm kind of being a little dumb here and just adding stuff that I think maybe we might want to have. I don't know. We're gonna find out. It's gonna be an adventure for all of us. And the cyclones, like, we can really just add them all along here if we wanted to. Oh, you can see they have these little red things. I think these are shields that they have. But we're penetrating them pretty quickly, pretty easily, without much concern. So I'm not really sure what the best method is here. I'm just kind of front loading this area, and we'll see what happens. I don't know if that's the best idea or not, but it's the idea that I have right now, so that's what we're going with. And then I think we should definitely up the ante on some of these areas here with scatters, because we are very, very weak when it comes to some of these other areas. I just want to make sure that, like, our production of something like this is not hampered by dumb things that we don't need to worry about. I should also put something like that over here, just to help quell some of that potential problem. because all of that coal is a potential problem that I don't want to deal with. But we have it contained now. Just do the same thing over here. Just grab some water to cool those down, even though it's not going to work. It might be able to quell it just a bit. This area over here is not really well protected, but there's not a lot there, honestly. So what we're going to do is just kind of go every other through there. Again, I'm just building for eventualities or for areas that we may have problems with in the future. I don't know. I just don't know, and that's what makes me worried. Because we have this thorium area up here that got decimated, but there's not a ton that goes on there. So I want to see kind of what happens to this crew. And I mean, they don't last long. They most definitely don't last long. I would really like to build a meltdown, but I need surge alloy to get back to our core, that's a journey. So let's see, what's the easiest way to make that journey if we wanted to? We'd have to bring it down around here and then back out, because we can't go through this area. It's too much. We can't go all the way out there. That's too much as well. So let's take a look and just play a game of where can my surge alloy go. Alright, and I'm going to do something stupid like this and have that feed back in here so that this thing hopefully stays at some type of level. But all of this goes down here, it feeds into that, and then it goes to town. That should be okay, right? Oh, we'll figure it out. It's okay. How much do we need of that to do our cool? Oh, we need a lot. Okay. So we're going to need to let the time go here and see what happens. Let's fast forward to our next round here and see what happens. I don't know what those are. They look scary. It's encouraging that they're really not making it very far at all before they get completely annihilated. And let's just add some water extractors to make sure they even have more things of what they need. But really, if they get past that, we're done. Game over. We are done. We'll see what happens. Oh, so we're waiting for copper more than anything else here, so we can solve that problem. Alright, so we'll do that. And then we'll line all this up. There we go. And that should solve our problem of copper not making its way to through this thing so that we can make more surge. So we're making, yeah, surge. There we go. Problem solved. And luckily, like, we're not using a whole bunch of surge. Like, it just used up that amount of belt. We have a whole bunch more up there. So it's not like using crazy amounts of it. And if we wanted to, we can even put a container over here. And then we'll put an unloader, which is right there. And we can have some surge go that way. So that thing should fill up and we have that. Let's take a look. We're waiting for about another 100 or so of surge alloy to reach our core, and then we'll be able to build a meltdown. And honestly, I just want to see what it looks like. What does it require? It requires water or cryo fluid. Okay. Luckily, we could like put that like here, and we have water and cryo fluid, and it looks like it's a electricity based one. Yeah. Let's move forward here. Oh, we have Guardian approaching in 10 waves. Good to know. We've taken care of a good amount of that. And it doesn't look like we're ever really waiting for anything in this one. Just there. So the tsunamis here. Water, it can fire slag. That's kind of awesome. So like we could just throw some tsunamis in here and throw slag at them. That would be kind of badass. We're just gonna get rid of these crawlers here real fast. And I'm just trying to speed things up a little bit because it doesn't really matter what they're doing to us or these rounds of things. And I know I'm using surge up right now. And I probably did have enough to do other things with it, but I think a surge wall is going to maybe matter a bit to us here. Same with the thorium walls. You can go in and just get that stuff set up so that when they attack, they're attacking the strongest things that we know of right now. So we're just putting in some extra stuff to hopefully help take care of ourselves here. And I'm going to remove that little bump out there in hopes that we can produce a little more going here. And we'll see what happens. Over here, let's do a coal centrifuge that just requires oil to produce coal. So that's a pretty easy 1-for-1 type of thing. How much coal does or oil does it require? 6 per second. If we go over here, our mechanical pump produces 10 per second. So just throw that in there. And we get coal. That's a really nice little simple thing. There we go. And we should be able to produce a whole bunch more silicon much more quickly and be good with that. This is kind of awesome though. You can just put on that and a single pump and it does the job that it does. That's kind of incredible. And you see that now we're waiting on sand. So we're going to just upgrade some of those belts. And now we're plussing out those things. Beautiful. We have 6 waves to go, and then we're on to the Guardian. But our Surge stuff looks good. We have maxed out all of that. Maybe farther back here we should do some more stuff. Although we do have a few things in place already, which is great. We're just going to spend stupid amounts of stuff on basic defenses that may or may not work. But we have 5 rounds to go before our Guardian gets here. And this all could be a waste right now. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, we don't have any pyrite, and I don't really feel like making that right now. So it's, sorry for being a little quiet there. I'm just trying to think through some things. I'm just trying to add some extra defenses to our stuff. Because if this power area here gets shut down, all of these stop working and then we're totally done. So we're just adding some salvos to protect some of these areas. This area here has tons of battery power, like tons of battery power. But I don't know if it really does that much for us. There's some really good firefights happening up here that I'm pretty excited about. And I love that we still have duos. I know I had a lot of comments early on that like, hey, don't rely on duos. And I'm clearly not. Like, we're clearly not relying on duos. But it makes me feel better that we have them. Just kind of one of those creature comforts that you can never get quite rid of. All right, so adding on a few more ripples just because we can. Just cause. Again, they've shown no air power whatsoever at any point during this. But again, it makes me feel better that we have a little bit there, and that does not make me feel better that we lost or that much got injured. So, shock mines, do your thing. And we shall see what happens with that. But goodness gracious, we have all of that. Again, I really want to get... We have a meltdown! Okay, so what does the meltdown require? It requires water and or cryofluid. Uses an obscene amount of everything. We're going to put that right there. And how much water does it need? 30 per second. So if we take a look at our water extractors, what do they provide? 30%, or no, 6.6. So we need 5 of those to get this thing ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. This is the most unnecessary thing I think I've ever built in this game. And I don't even know if it's necessary or not, but it just seems really, really extra. And I'm okay with that. So we're constructing the meltdown. Again, we're producing more than what it can use per second. So I feel confident that we're okay to support one of those. After that, we just don't have the power for it. But I'm pretty pumped about what we have here. Next wave is incoming. I'm hoping that we can see this thing in action, because I have no idea what this bad boy does. Two waves for our Guardian. There we go, we have it built. If they penetrate that wall there, this thing should spool up. You can see it acquiring. Oh, ooh! What was that? That was a lot. Why is our power our power supply went down like massively there. So we're gonna throw in some more large batteries because I don't know what the heck that thing just did. It's bad when the large batteries, because like I remember when this used to feel like it took forever to build a large battery. Now it's just like done. You click your fingers and it's over. It used to feel like the end of the world if you need to build a large battery. But I want to add capacity. So we're going to basically double our capacity from what we had before. And hopefully that will feed all of the things here. So that one is not faring so well. So because of that, we're going to put one of these on there and see what that does. Alright, they have these cool little energy shield things. I'm assuming that's what it is. Look at that thing. That's super cool. Just bzzz. Alright, this next wave should be our Guardian, correct? I'm going to rebuild all of our shock mines. Make sure they're in place for impending doom. And we shall see what happens. Just letting our power build up as much as possible back again, because I know we have plus more than enough to support this, but I didn't consider all of the other things firing at the same time. So we'll see what happens here. This is our Guardian. Just clearly surrounded by a bunch of other things. Ooh, ooh, my. I got blown up, but the sector was captured. That was one heck of a firefight. We have lots of problems happening here. I'm going to rebuild all of that before we stop our game here and end this video. But, oh my goodness, they basically had one of these, our meltdown, on a mobile platform that was firing back at us. That was fascinating. I've never seen anything like that before in this game. Super cool. And also terrifying for what's coming our way. But folks, thank you so much for joining me. I don't know how to feel right now because we won this sector, but I feel very scared for the future. Let's quickly go in and check our area here and just see what we have. All right, so we have a phase weaver, which we've seen forever. It synthesizes phase fabric from thorium and sand. So again, if we put thorium and sand, we get phase fabric, which I have no idea what that is. We have a impact reactor, which I think we've seen before, but I don't know what it is. Creates massive amounts of energy. Let's take a look. Oh, I need a lot of surge alloy to do that. But if we put in blast compound and cryofluid, it produces insane power. Okay, that's awesome. And then a foreshadow here we continue to get very close to. Over here, I don't think we've gotten anything new. Nope, we just need to get impact 0078 and we'll be in good shape. So in our next video we're going to explore our impact reactor and see what the heck that thing does, and hopefully we'll get our foreshadow and we'll explore this, because what I like to do is kind of see what we can do to improve these areas once we're in there, and yeah, we'll figure out more once we get here. But folks, thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in our next video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.